The market launches over the pivot, then trades sideways the rest of the day. Are we ready to look higher, or is this a dead cat bounce? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so wave fours, constantly morphing, nonstop whipsaw that add complexity to the structure, make it very difficult to analyze, and make it even more difficult to trade. Today, the market shot back up over the pivot, then traded sideways for most of the day. In the after hours, it has also traded sideways, and this gives us a few different options, but we really need the market to give us some information to clear it up. I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so with the market moving back over the pivot, it does add a layer of complexity to the structure and gives us a few options. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 15-minute futures chart. And as you can see, they traded up through the pivot and then just traded sideways the whole rest of the day, not really giving us any information on how they intend to move from here. So with that, it leaves us with a few options until we get some more information from the market. So what we're tracking are three different plans here. So the first one is that this was all of three of wave 3 down, and then this move up was wave 4 of 3, but it entered wave 1 territory, so then we would have to look at an ending diagonal for wave 5 down to complete wave 3, and in that case, this 3 would move up here, this 4 would move up a little bit, and the 5 down here would move up to about the 41.57 zone. So if we get that, if we get a direct move down from here, okay, then we could see an ending diagonal and an ABC pattern down here towards this 4,300 region to complete wave 3, then a bounce in 4 and a move down in 5 towards 41.57. So that is our first option. Our second option is that we are actually in wave 1 of 3 down right here, and this bounce could be 2 of 3. Now this bounce, for it to be 2 of 3, really, in my opinion, needs to project up to the 764 retrace, at least the 618 at 44.95, but I'd prefer the 764 because it's a little higher, and that gives us a clean shot down to 40.70 to complete the bigger wave 4 here, and that is within our region. If it's unable to move through the 50%, I think it's unlikely that it's wave 2 because it's just going to project too low down here for our target for wave 4. So what we would look for if this is wave 2 is a continuation either directly up to the 44.95 area or potentially the 45.30 area, or we would look for a pullback in a wave B and then a wave C up here towards 764 at the 45.28, 45.30 area, which would be a good landing spot for this move up as it projects down to the 40.70 region, which is within our target range for wave 4. So definitely would like to see if this is going to be a wave 2, a push higher to at least the 44.95 region. The final option we have is a much bigger triangle for this wave 4. Okay, so off of this low, you'd have an ABC up for A, an ABC down for B, working on an ABC up for C. Then you'd have a D down, an E up to complete wave 4 over here. So this 4 would just move over here, and then we would look for 5 down from there. Okay, so those are the three things we're tracking on the S&P 500, and it's really going to depend on where they go from here. They're kind of in a no man's land right now. If they move directly down, we would look for a B wave to hold and then go higher. Or if they break this low, we would look for them to push on down towards 4,300 to complete this wave 3 here. Okay. If they move directly higher, we would look for them to get to at least 44.95, hopefully up to 45.30 to complete a wave 2. And then we could see 3 of 5 down here, okay, towards this 41.57 region before we got a bounce and then a final conclusion down here at 40.70 in that area for the 2.0. So those are the things we are watching on the ES futures. The reason I don't like the wave 2 is what we're going to look at on the NASDAQ next. So let's go over there real quick. Okay, and the NASDAQ looks very similar to the ES. They trade very much in step, so you're seeing very similar patterns here. The problem I have with the wave 2 scenario on the ES is that if you get the same scenario here up to the 764, it projects way too low. It's going to project us down to the 12.8, 12.6 region, and that's just going to be far too low for what we're expecting this wave to be. So while I like the wave 2 scenario on the ES chart, it doesn't play out as well on the NASDAQ chart. So I'm a little concerned about that one. It's possible they can do two different things. They do it all the time. But given how low it makes the NASDAQ look, I just don't necessarily love that pattern. So on the NASDAQ, guys, we're looking at the same type of patterns. This could be a 4 crossed into wave 1 territory. And then we would look for a diagonal down in 5. That would be 3, 4, and 5 down here towards 13,250. Or we could have that triangle play out where you have A, B, C, D, E, and then we'll get wave 5 down from there for that scenario. We could have that wave 2 play out, but again, that projects us so low on the NASDAQ, I don't see that as a viable option for the NASDAQ. So the two patterns I'm looking for on the NASDAQ are more the triangle and this wave 4 being a diagonal, and then we'd get an ABC down here for 5 to complete this wave 3. But ultimately, guys, we are in wave 4. This is all bigger wave 4. And look, you got all this overlap here. This all overlaps and whips back and forth. It's very difficult to track. And so we need a little bit more information to kind of nail down a path and figure out how we're going to finally complete this bigger wave 4 down here around 13,250 on the NASDAQ and 4150 to 4050 on the S&P futures. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. Okay, I trade with a group of traders over there every day. I'm in there all day during real-time market hours, giving updates, answering all your questions, and giving out my buy and sell alerts. We just hit a 45% winner on Friday. Guys, I know you're going to love it so much that I give you a 7-day free trial on both of my rooms so that you can come in and check it out, kick the tires, make sure you're happy with everything before you ever pay a dime. So in the Invest with Jacob room, you just get me, you get my real-time market updates, my buy and sell alerts, and I answer your EW questions. And in this throne room package, you get my room as well as PT's room. And if you don't know who PT is, he's an incredible trader, guys. Give him 7 days. He will blow you away. And don't take my word for it. Check out what everybody's saying about us down here. Okay, guys, so come check out Invest with Jacob. We give you a 7-day free trial. We'd love to have you in there so we can all make some money together. All right, guys. Now, key takeaways for today. We need information. We need the market to give us just a little bit more here, okay, to give us an idea of which path we're on, whether it be the triangle, the wave 2, or the diagonal down. So on the ES and both the NASDAQ, we're looking for a little bit of information to find out which of those patterns that we're looking at is playing out. Okay, guys, that is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.